How are you? How is everybody out there? Welcome to the show, Stuck at Night. YouTube.com/Stuck in the Middle. As always, welcome. And Brock Carot, returning badass. It's been a while, sir, since we've seen you.
Been like, what, 2-3 months?
How are you?
Dude, I am good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Aren't we all tired? Woo. And coughing and sick.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you stayed at your studio today.
Mm-hmm. I've avoided it, man. You guys got it.
Yeah. I got it like 3 times, allegedly. Maybe twice.
It's a bitch-made virus.
It is. Goddamn bitches. But I tell you what, who's not bitches? All of you lovely viewers out there hanging out with us, enjoying the night. It is Tuesday. And a new thing we're doing, if you go check the link, soon it'll be in the description. But we have a PayPal link. If you enjoy the show, please feel free to make a donation. It helps keep the show running. It helps us, not stay motivated, but it allows us to dedicate more time to the show as opposed to our stupid, boring, everyday jobs. Because, at the end of the day, it's a job. We hate it. We'd rather do this.
You want to get them stirred up? What you need to do is you need to have notifications on, and you need to have text-to-speech.
Eli already has that.
Whatever they say gets to go on the stream.
It's not. Listen, there's a few, there's these RV channels. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Totally kind of off subject, but there's these living RV life channels where it's just a bunch of people who do drugs, and it's all drama. But they have that their donations are maybe you should steal the cocaine from him. They're just egging everybody on constantly.
Yes, and that's the best thing about text-to-speech. Some of the best videos I've seen online of people live streaming have been from text-to-speech.
It really makes me feel as if this show in totality is slacking because we don't have some type of RV presence. Maybe we just need to move up and do meth in an RV somewhere and have talk to text speech going on.
We're past the minute mark on here, so I can actually say this. Yeah, I can imagine somebody text to speech is like, Eli, you're a fucking moron.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess when you put your opinion out there, as we do, as you do, as I do, as Eli does, you subjugate yourself to comments.
I just got one of my comments removed on Instagram.
Oh, fantastic. Would you say something hateful?
Yeah, I was basically, they claimed I was bullying, but the only person I bullied was the shooter from Buffalo.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
He's a gentleman and a scholar.
Buried under the prison.
Brock, I don't know if we have any new viewers. I'm not really paying attention to the chat right now. I will be just in a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of focus on this and get this whole thing going. But for people who maybe are new to you, what are you? What do you do? What saith the Brock man?
Oh man, what do I do? I am currently in the application process to be hired for a police department, which will not be named because you people are savages out there. I've lost 326 pounds, gained muscle, lost fat. I'm hustling. I'm hustling right now.
Dude, you've already beat me to the punch on all the questions I was going to ask to kind of, get into it nice and slowly,
See, I know those questions now. I've been asked them multiple times.
I'm sure a lot now. So you mentioned, real quick, just, because it's fun to, get everyone's story out there again. You are now at a current total of 326 pounds lost.
Correct.
That's like 2 me's. No, that's like 1.5. That's like
an offensive lineman.
Dude, yeah, you literally lost one fucking, what's his name? Refrigerator Perry. Yeah. You used to be walking around with him on your back.
A big show, because I think he's at 400 now.
We're at the big show. That's a lot, man. And the fact that you've maintained it, you've continued to make this progress.
I balance, because what I'll do is, so the lowest I ever got was 199, and then I'll go up to 215 ish, but it's like a mixture of muscle gain, and then I cut back the fat, and then gain a little bit of muscle and cut back the fat.
Maybe you can help me here because as a former fat body myself, former fat boy, FFB, growing up, I was always the first one to make the jokes at myself so nobody else could use that ammo. Like, what a fat fuck I am, that kind of almost instills this type of negative self-image about yourself, maybe a body dysmorphia, if you will,
Absolutely. It almost creates so it's like feedback on a microphone.
Ooh, like, oh,
yeah, it just gets louder and louder and louder.
Yeah. So I've my whole life, it's always been like, lose weight. I can't tell you how many times I've leaned out successfully, but every time
I've seen it.
Yeah. Right. And you're doing the same thing right now. And every time I do, I just feel like a skinny guy, and that's not necessarily the image I want. I want to have a little more muscle. So I'm on this journey right now to I'm bulking. And it's fucking with my mind. I'm like, look at this gut. Oh my God, I'm so fat.
That's why I hate bulking, because it's just, you just wind up looking like a bloated fucking mess, dude. That's why
but you got to.
Main gain, man. I main gain.
Listen, Greg Doucette is 100%, that is a way, but it just depends on, how fast you want to get it done. It's hard to gain muscle.
I'm not an actor, so I don't need to bulk up for any substantial reason. I just have to do it for health. So it's like, I'll gain, let's say 2 pounds of muscle and then lose like a half a pound, but lean out with the fat with like another pound.
You're doing it the smart way, because a lot of people say you can't gain muscle in a calorie deficit when
you absolutely can.
I agree to disagree. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I load myself
slower
up with
though,
fucking
right?
protein. Yeah, absolutely. If I load myself up with fucking protein, it's gonna come on.
Right. Right. And so when I mean bulking, I'm not saying I'm eating a bunch of shit, which in actuality, I'm just eating a bunch of shit, but I'm very strategic about my meals throughout the day. It's only at the end of the day when
only after 5 o'clock.
Exactly. Pizza's only for PM. Pizza time. But I don't know. I was trying to make a PM joke with the pizza. It didn't work out. We'll move on from that. Pretend that never happened. But it is. It's just, it's weird. I understand, I've leaned out, no problem. And even when, I've gotten to my leanest point, I still have that body dysmorphia type thing. So it's tenfold when I'm not really
your best self.
Well, right. But I'm also I know I'm trying to eat a little different to put on muscle, but my brain, it's no, bro, look at you, fat piece of shit. What are you doing?
It reads it straight all as fat.
Yeah, it does. Which, maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I'm not, I don't know. I feel it's working out. In about 4 weeks, I'm going to go back to a lean, clean diet. And, I'm kind of switching off clean,
not so clean.
Bulk, lean out, as opposed to main gain. Because I've tried the main gain, maintain the gain. And it just, for me, it just doesn't work.
It's probably way slower for you, honestly.
It really is. It really is a slow fucking. I just look like a skinny crackhead, and everyone says that. I do hate that idea that every time anyone loses weight, they're like, "You look unhealthy." It's fuck you. You're just fucking jealous I did it and you didn't, right? I'm sure you got that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and there was a point, especially when I hit 199, I was like, "Oh Jesus, dude! What is this? I don't have cheekbones that fucking prominent."
Right. Yeah. You started to develop, nice, facial features that were never there. They were just you look like a cue ball prior. Yeah. And, now there's
I was A shape, not in shape.
Yeah. Yeah. You were shape. You were circle shaped.
Yes, exactly. Maybe
that is a
figure 8.
Yeah. That is a weird dig though. When you're losing weight and people are like, "Oh, you look unhealthy."
You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. What? I'm, I remember I was eating chicken rice, very clean. And I don't know if you remember VIP.
Yep.
But VIP was like, "Man, what are you, homeless?" I'm like, dude, literally a homeless guy wouldn't, he couldn't maintain the amount of meals I had to eat. I'm eating better than a homeless person, yet I look worse than a homeless person. You know what I mean? There's a lot of work that goes into this.
Oh, it's so funny. And then when you played a homeless guy, you were way bigger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, exactly. Didn't make any sense, did it?
No, none. Not 1 fucking ounce.
That's why they banned feeding the homeless, because of fat fucks like me. They're like, "Look at this guy. It's a documentary."
It was 100% your fault.
Well, dude, a round of applause for, continuing on your weight loss journey. That is fucking badass, man.
Thank you, brother.
Let's be real. Have you came in have you came across rather on any obstacles? You know, what has been your lowest point where you thought like, fuck, did I just fuck everything up? And how did you get out of that? Was it just, you know, letting time pass?
That just happened.
No shit.
Yeah. So, like my goal, like I said, was to maintain around like 200 to 215. And I just stopped weighing. So I was just like, no, I know I've got this. I know how to like maintain myself. And then what happens is little things start to creep in that you're not even paying attention to. And then out of nowhere, I went to, I got on the scale and it was like, hey dude, you're 233.
Oh, wow.
I was like, all right, that's not happening again. So over the next like 9 or 10 days, I dropped 9 to 10 pounds.
You put on, I mean, a lot of that was probably water weight.
Possibly, but I doubt it. Like, you know, I mean, you gain that much.
It's hard to, it's so much easier to put on weight than it is to lose weight, especially for people like you and I.
So much easier.
Yeah.
All you got to do is not pay attention.
Literally.
Just a little bit.
What?
Yeah. You're like, oh, I've eaten 42 of whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all it takes. It's calories in, calories out, man. That's simple.
I've never found you to be, you know, a substance abuse person, but when it comes to food, and I know I have that issue with sugar and stuff like that. How do you feel?
I think it's different though. I think it's so like
they say like sugar acts. I mean, and you know, we can show, you know, like how the brain reacts when it gets sugar and how the brain reacts when it gets cocaine. It's very similar. I feel very similar. Like if I go heavy in on like a dessert or something like that in the daytime, my day's over. It's over. Because normally my routine would be if I ate a lot of sugar, I'd like almost like eat too much and then fall asleep. And I can't do that during the day.
I think the difference is, so when you're in an active addiction, like, you know, alcohol, cocaine, heroin, all that, when you're doing it, you know you're doing it.
Right.
But there is a chance that when you're eating, like you're just, let's say you're at an office. Somebody's just got like a jar, I don't know, of fucking M&Ms. You just walk past it, take some.
The fun size.
You don't even know you're fucking doing it.
Hey, it's okay. They're fun size. I can eat 10 of these and be okay.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, it's fun. What I'm doing here is fun. Everything is okay.
You know what? I'm looking in the chat and Bert is right. Fit shaming is real as fuck.
I mean, boy is it. And it's almost like fit shaming is real as fuck because the transverse is true. It's because if you don't praise fat bodies, you're a piece of shit.
And dude, let's be honest. When you get in shape, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, are you doing that to impress girls? It's like initially a lot of people do.
Who cares about your motivation?
Honest, you know who the people are paying attention to you when you're in good shape? Other dudes.
Oh yeah.
Like you're never in the gym and some female's like looking good. No, it's always some dude like, bro, you got the thing going in the fucking back, you know.
You're totally right. You're totally, I mean, maybe that has something to do with like, you know, being able to go in the locker rooms with, you know, said dudes. And not like that. Don't think about it like that, you know. Don't be like that.
Of course.
But like, you know, there's it's a little more personal when, you know, the sexes separate, you know, people like, because I've had that happen. Like, hey man, look at you, you're doing good. Like, not once has any chick at the gym was like, look at you doing good. No,
you man, that deadlift looking great.
Yeah, if anything, they look at me less like, ugh. Yeah. What are you trying to impress me?
Egomaniacs.
Yeah, I definitely don't go to the gym for that. But dude, welcome. I'm glad your progress has been going smooth. It's. And I appreciate being honest about, you know, having that, you know, that recent low point.
Oh, yeah.
Because definitely. They happen. And
oh, yeah, it's fucking real.
What did you do to make sure you didn't start to snowball in that low point?
I literally just went right back to basics.
Which is what? For you, what's basics?
Low calorie. Again, Greg just said low calorie dense foods, man. High protein, high fiber, low sugar, low calories, and just shoving it in my face.
Yep.
And I'm full most of the day.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I don't have my soundboard.
Yeah, it's all right. I have it here, but I just don't.
No, you should be happy.
Yeah, that's the laws.
Well, dude, I can tell you right now for a fact there are people who aren't happy at
Oh, I
your
know.
journey, at my journey. Like there are people who say that, you know, if you're in fact losing weight, you're probably fat racist.
Those people are pieces of shit. Let me tell you that.
I don't know, man. They could have a point. They could have a point, such as this licensed therapist who is going to inform us, Brock, who's going to inform us on what being fatphobic is.
But look, before you start
yes,
this, I just want to point out there's not one person in the world that's fatphobic. Nobody's
This question
afraid
would
of fucking fat people. Nobody's like walking and they see like a 400-pound dude and go, oh my God, you know, and running the other way. It's just, it doesn't exist. It's a fucking stupid word that needs to be taken out.
It's a stupid word. And not only that, I'm trying to make sure I have the right point here, but don't you feel that the idea of, you know, people are misusing the word phobic? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think people are afraid or scared of fat people. Are they?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think what the quote unquote fat acceptance movement has done is used a word like that to weaponize, hey, the world doesn't revolve around us. And it doesn't, because you're the extremes. The world revolves around the averages.
Yeah.
Period.
This is before we play the video, there was like a conversation going on under this video, and that's kind of where I got this. I was like, that's actually a good point. So it says, I think there's a gross misunderstanding of the suffix phobic in today's lexicon of today's language, and it shows. And somebody comments in retorts and said, I reckon, oh, there you go. It started with Islamophobic, the accusation towards someone who finds aspects of Muslim Islamic dogma distasteful. Somehow it was asserted that such a position hurt feelings, and hence it was phobic, not in any way addressing, you know, the possible rationality of the position. But I do think that the idea goes back to that time frame. Like when do you think the word phobic started to be misused? Is that correct? You know, 2001.
Yeah, I think that's about right. But also at the same rate, I think I don't know about are anymore, but there was people that were actually Islamophobic, you know, because it was drilled into the head that, you know, this religion caused this horrible event and stuff like that. So there are a bunch of idiots out there that were like, every time they'd see it, they'd be like, oh God, you know.
So would they be like more like bigoted, or would you say like, you know, like, are those people?
It's you fear what you don't understand.
Right.
And they didn't understand the people at the time.
But also too, you could say like the nuance of it is like, you know, the terrorists at that time were from Islam. It doesn't mean you need to criticize everybody from Islam.
Yeah, I agree with
whatsoever.
that. I 100% agree with you.
So it's like it's like this weird, like, you know, my fear has one toe in a truthful point, but everything else besides that is just like, you know, bullshit. Yeah, shit. Just shit. Just doo-doo.
Just shit.
Yeah, just pure dog shit. So here is the licensed therapist. She's going to take you and I to school, Brock, and she's going to let us know, and all the viewers out there, why we are shit, right? Based. She's based, as you said. Let's go ahead and get this going.
So I figured that this question would probably come up sometime soon, just because of the video and the topics that I cover. But let's break this one down. So intentional weight loss, so you purposely saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, is fatphobic. And you might be like, what? Oh my goodness.
Pause. Does she have a point? When
No,
you're trying
she
to
does
lose
not.
weight, are you afraid of the fat? Are you afraid of what other people like? Is there any nuance that we can concur with? Not the whole entire idea, but the idea that you don't want to be fat. I don't know if you're afraid of being it or scared of. Maybe you're scared of it. You know,
What
like
she's doing is she's conflating, and it's really fucking infuriating.
that's what we did when we were fat. We started to conflate.
Oh, we conflated the fuck out of ourselves.
Oh man.
But this is infuriating because I have a friend who basically did the same thing I did, and she was like full bought in to the whole fatphobic, you know, group, and then she found out like how much bullshit it was, And people like this are what encourage people to stay unhealthy. And then when they get things like the cove or any abnormality goes around, they die and they're like, oh no, what happened? It's because of this.
Well, they were beautiful though.
You know, like, look, just because you're a licensed therapist doesn't mean you're a good therapist. Just because you're a licensed plumber doesn't make you a good plumber.
This is true.
Amber Heard had therapists said that she was sane. We clearly know that's not the fucking case.
Yeah. I do think if you're uploading therapy advice on TikTok, maybe
Probably
you
not
don't,
very good.
Yeah, maybe you don't got a lot of customers. You know, you're trying to advertise a little bit, you know.
You got a whole lot of time.
Yeah, a whole lot of time. So she goes on.
Is fatphobic. And you might be like, what? Oh my goodness.
What? Oh my goodness. Did you say that? Because I did.
That was a logical argument she had with herself.
Yeah, I agree with her on that point.
I'm not trying to be fatphobic, but you are. You're being fatphobic to yourself. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? It's probably to fit into something smaller. It's probably so people treat you better. It's probably for all the reasons that fat folks are shamed simply for being fat. So by continuing to perpetuate that, right, seeking intentional weight loss, we are contributing to our fatphobic society.
I'm always the person to say that words don't equal violence. Like, words don't make me violent.
Right. Her words.
But that makes me violent. Oh, look
who popped on.
Oh, hi.
That makes me violent. That makes me want to strangle her because it's the way she was talking.
Yeah. It was, I mean, so do we, Eli, hello, by the way, are you caught up to what we are speaking on?
Not at all. I'm going to mute myself for a second, okay? Can you guys, are you guys hearing yourself speak when I speak? Yeah.
No.
Good?
Yep.
I can.
Okay, great. How's it going, you fat motherfuckers?
Damn.
Dude,
you're fat phobic, bro. Get the phobic out of here.
No. He's not fat phobic if he does, unless he wants to lose weight.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I would love to get into fucking shape.
You fat phobic piece of shit.
My rock hard abs need to accentuate my gorgeous fucking cock. All right, I'm bringing that energy, boys. What's good? What's good?
Yeah, man. This is your first day back at work, huh?
I'm on crack right now, by the way.
On that post-COVID high.
Oh, this is that I just got out of the COVID and I just need to slaughter people. Slaughter.
Dude, he's all over the place.
It's New York, all right? The New York comes out. The COVID brought the New York out. It's my first day out on the town, man. I had the chills like 8 fucking times. But yeah, I'm caught up. What? You fucking hate fat people. I get it. You're not inclusive.
What? She's saying, let's dial it back in real quick.
Let's let the professional tell Eli.
Racist, fucking phobic motherfuckers.
She's saying if you intentionally seek out weight loss, you're afraid of being fat. Not that maybe you want to be health conscious, not that maybe you want to live longer, but you're afraid of what other people say. And I almost argued, like, could that be a little true? Could there be a little, like, maybe that's what drives it? Is that a bad thing?
But you know what? I think this may sound weird, but I think that's more true for the people that are like maybe 5-10 pounds overweight and they're like, I want to lose 5-10 pounds. That's usually not health reasons. That's just like, hey, I just want to look better. But when you've got like 50, 75, 100 pounds to lose, you're just trying not to die.
I don't know. I'm afraid of my jelly rolls going over my balls.
That's an issue.
Yeah, you might want to be careful with that.
Yeah,
it never happened, but how embarrassing would it be? Hey, chica, what's up? You know, how much does a polar bear weigh enough to break the ice? Here's my ball sack, and then my fucking rolls is sack. Oops. She's gonna be very let down.
I don't know if that's a good joke. How much does a polar bear weigh? Here's my ball sack. Like,
enough to break my ball sack.
The panty dropper. Okay, you hater. Drink more haterade.
You know, I would wonder how Eli would fare at this school. You know, speaking of the idea of fat phobicness and like this idea of fat acceptance, which we could argue, and I could be stuck in the middle on, but
I don't accept fat people.
I'm not saying I accept them. I'm just saying I could see the argument. That's all. Yeah. You don't. Whoa. Slow down here.
Whoa.
They're not people. Okay. They're animals.
Smoke some truth.
So this fatphobic is now spreading into everyday, it's going into schools. We see how overweight people's children are, and people in general. There's a lot of fat ass states, and not in the cool way, not like that's fat, like this is like negative way. That's you're fat, So here's a school in Texas where a gym teacher is kind of under the gun. Now, I'd like an on, we could do whatever we want here, but I'm kind of stuck in the middle on this, because did the gym teacher take it too far, or is this a case of, fat coddlement? Oh, it's fine. You don't got to be expected to do anything, You're fine.
Word. Fat coddlement.
Fat coddlement. You could almost say fat cattlement.
Yeah, it would work.
It
would work.
That sounds more appropriate. I understand what we're talking about when you say
Hang on, Eli, I have to fix your fucking thing.
Okay.
Because you're not even on the screen right now. What are you doing? Where are you going? How are you doing this?
Damn, I'm not on the. Okay.
That sucks. I'm gonna go up here. Wait, I'm gonna go. Yeah. Damn it.
I'm getting dizzy. Okay.
Yeah, sorry guys. There you go. Right. You guys are.
Don't mind my shopping. I'm not ashamed.
It says
Eli be shopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, had to get some tuna.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
like
dude, we're going to play that video. Like, that's going to be one of the videos, like the guy offering people warm tuna and how mad they get.
God.
Oh, it's great. It's great. So here, sticking with the fatphobic topic, going with that vibe, let's see what happened here at this school in Texas.
This is 25 News.
There should be some kind of legal ramification behind it.
Of course, right? Of course.
That's actually exactly who I expected to see.
Yeah. Gotcha. Listen, there should be like fucking Snickers available at every bench. Okay, sorry.
A legal ramification behind this. Multiple little girls had to get hospitalized.
Parents in La Vega ISD are furious tonight. They say a group of 5th and 6th grade girls were hospitalized after being pushed way too hard in PE class.
The parents are demanding the district and even police get them answers and do so quickly. 25 News reporter Andrew Lemparski has been on this all day. And Andrew, we started getting phone calls and emails. Clearly some very concerned families here.
By the way, look at this. What is this like who is this guy? Why does he look like that?
He looks like I don't know. Like
he looks like the fucking
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. We're still waiting to hear back from the district about just what happened at La Vega Intermediate School HP Miles campus today. Multiple parents tell us their daughters were in the hospital after they were forced to do some extreme workouts in today's 92-degree heat.
I don't know why that was.
She just laid there with her eyes glazed over. She wasn't blinking.
Like they were literally glazed over, like sugar melted. They just glazed her eyes over.
She just stops mid-sentence. Glaze.
Yeah. Glaze. Do you got donuts?
She wasn't moving.
Brandy Lopez says the principal of La Vega Intermediate School called her just after 1:30 Wednesday afternoon and asked her to come to the school immediately. She says her daughter, Annalea, along with at least 4 other girls, was suffering from heat exhaustion.
My daughter's laying on the floor. They have her hooked up to an EKG machine. They're working on her with oxygen. She's non-responsive.
Brandy says a number of the girls fainted and medics took them to Baylor Scott and White Hillcrest, as shown on this visit summary shared by a parent. 6th grader Annalea Saldierna and 5th grader Julianne Leal say it all started in gym class today when a PE teacher subjected them.
The blood work that they did on those kids was literally the blood work when you go into the doctor, you're like, something's not feeling right. And he's like, what? And you're like, I don't know. That's just the blood work they generically do.
Like, they gotta really overwork someone that is that young for them to show signs, right?
Not true. No. If they're little fatties or if they don't get any exercise normally, it doesn't take much, dude. Like,
and that's not me assuming blame that goes to the teacher, the PE.
Well, that's the thing. I need them to describe what type of workouts were they doing. Were they doing like 90-minute workout of the day CrossFit type stuff,
battle ropes,
or were they just were they doing a couple jumping jacks, some push-ups, maybe run 100 yards? Like, is that what they were doing?
Did they get into it? I hope there's a description.
But no, they probably were like, they made us think a little too hard, and
I had to get off my touch phone.
They wouldn't let me eat Kit Kat.
Look at the girl that was next to the mom. She's
I'm sorry, the mom was
clearly
taking
never
up too
been
much of the
outside
screen.
Longer than 45 minutes.
Oh, so one of my things here is like, I don't know, going to PE in Florida school. I mean, when it was too hot, sometimes they'd have us just do shit inside.
Yeah.
So like,
But
maybe do you think the PE, so far?
I think they need to have water there because they all sound like they got it with dehydration.
What's the idea of like waters for weak people or something like that?
Well, those are dummies. Whoever says that.
No, Jesus. Yeah, no, there's no defense. Water is essential, period.
Pain is weakness leaving the body.
Especially for these fragile ass kids. Like,
Right.
again, I guarantee you they did like 30 push-ups, ran maybe 2 laps around a small field.
Well, we got 2 out of how many students here? It was only 2?
It's
It
like
was, I
5.
think, 3.
5 students sent to the hospital.
Okay, that's
to a
intriguing. And I want to say hello to Unspecified Bert, Haley, Divine, TZ Burton, and all the good people. Indy, Socialist Lounge, hello and welcome. Okay, do the thing.
Love y'all.
Baylor Scott and White Hillcrest, as shown on this visit summary shared by a parent. 6th grader Analia Saldierna and 5th grader Julianne Leal say it all started in gym class today when a PE teacher subjected them to a punishment for talking.
And he made us do like a lot of workouts. Like we were in the sun and it was like really hot today.
What's the sun? I never seen the sun and all this water's dripping from my body.
They made us do a lot of workouts.
Yeah.
Large yellow ball emitting heat. Don't know what is.
I was supposed to be only a ball-shaped thing out there.
So, of course, she was confused given that context.
Yeah. Mom? Dad? Looking at the sun. Fat joke.
That's now thrown up and more.
The girls all claimed they weren't able to change into gym clothes and were even forced to do planks on scorching concrete. All of it leaving them traumatized.
That's kind of crazy,
I fucking hate that word. I'm sorry.
Planks?
No,
I hate planks.
traumatized.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Well,
look, I used to be all about that word because, traumatic shit happens to people. But like when people were saying after the whole Will Smith thing, like they were traumatized by Will Smith.
Wanda Sykes.
Yeah. It was more than her. Amy Schumer said it too.
PTSD.
And I was just like, I don't think you know what that means.
No, clearly not. Pompous fucking, celebrities that are just out of touch and haven't had anything actually serious happen to them. So watching someone else get assaulted.
The thing that I've noticed that the PE teacher did wrong, and I can 100% agree, was no PE clothes thing.
Yeah, there's a fuck up there. There's something
that's a mess up, plain and simple, because the PE clothes do help. But I mean, yeah, were they doing planks for 20 seconds?
Yeah, we're going to miss some context. I have a feeling it's 5 students out of how many in the class?
Yeah, I mean, I can only guess about what 30. I had in my class, my school. It would have probably been 30 or 40 kids.
Yeah, I do think maybe he was a little overzealous with the information that we're given thus far, just being like, okay, I get it. You don't like the fats. Us either, okay, guy? We want to get people more health conscious, but you don't put the fats through all that. You got to kind of break.
I want to know what they made him do. Like, again, was it like you have to do a 20-second plank and 10 push-ups?
Right. Well, let's see if maybe they go into any more detail. I do know the principal went to the hospital and the principal phoned the parents. So it's like, whoa, that's okay. Maybe when the principal's getting involved, but it could be just like the optics because, fatphobic. Who knows? Yeah. Let's continue the video.
On scorching concrete, all of it leaving them traumatized.
She's not going back this week, and I plan on going to the administration office tomorrow. And when I leave here, I'm going to Belmead Police, and I'm going to see if they're willing to press charges.
Belmead Police confirmed 2 units were called to the school today to assist with reports of students having trouble breathing. We reached out repeatedly to district and school officials, but as of Wednesday night, haven't heard a word. Nothing. Parents say the principal and superintendent were at the hospital, but wouldn't say what, if anything, will be done.
If they're smart, they're going to do their job.
What? Get your kid to lose weight in gym? Fucking Fat Albert over here? Come on. What do you mean?
You're setting a great example, Mom.
Yeah. I mean, she already is a great example. They make you do
push-ups?
Yeah.
Like I always say, eat by example.
That's what I say. I say eat your example.
She did.
I mean, yeah, that's why she has no siblings left.
Yeah, her example being buttercream.
Yeah.
Pounds
That's
of
how
buttercream.
she aborts her children.
You know why it annoys me, the word traumatized? Because you're minimizing people. You know, a dude that went to war and watched his friends step on a landmine. That fucked that dude up.
He won't even say he's traumatized. He wouldn't even say that. But Wanda Sykes would be like, "Oh my God, Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith, and I'm afraid to ever go to the stage again."
My teacher made me do push-ups.
Yeah, like that's not.
And I had to sweat
Hey,
a little bit.
these are young girls, right? Believe all women. Hashtag believe all women, except Amber Heard.
And her and these kids. Well, again, I wish we had more context as to what this guy made him do.
Man, fuck context. Believe all women.
Now, if he made him do like 4-minute planks and then 200 push-ups and then 100 jumping jacks and then 50 burpees, yeah, you're pushing these kids a little too hard.
Yes, sorry, V. We are kind of like we're playing into some humor. We don't mean to fat shame anyone. We're just fat shaming her.
Believe it or not, I have actual footage of the gym teacher that day. Yep, actual footage of the gym teacher that day. Let's go ahead and roll the film, Jerry, if you could. Appreciate it.
Bleep. What are you laughing at, pig boy? You find a piece of candy in your pocket?
No, sir.
What's your name, Tubby?
He's good, sir.
He's cool. You know, you remind me of the doughboy. If I poke your stomach, we'll make it go, ooh. You know what? I'm going to help you make room for lunch, bacon boy. Drop down. Give me 30 sit-ups right now. Let's go. Count 'em in. Let me see that belly roll. One, Tubby.
One, sir.
Come on, folks, chop. Two, Chubby.
Sir.
So, live footage. I don't know. Do you think he went overboard? The gym teacher?
I mean this with all due respect. Like, honestly, she does care about her daughter because she's a mother. Most mothers do care about their daughter, but she doesn't in the way that she's not giving a shit about their health. I know. And again, it depends on what the teacher did. If she made him run 2 quick laps and 10 push-ups, you can do that. When I was younger, I was bigger. I did it.
Yeah. There could be something to say, maybe arguably about, maybe it being too hot outside, in Florida.
Yeah.
Like we've done that. They're like, okay.
Again, the clothes is where they really messed up, honestly. You have the kids changing the gym clothes, period.
Well, in all fairness, like in all seriousness, for a moment, we have to leave, the idea that this teacher possibly did something wrong. Yeah, and yes, without question, this is a mother that is simply going to bat for her child. We absolutely understood. And yes, as every mother should. So, good for her. I hope that this is resolved and at some point we'll learn if this specific teacher did go too far.
I hope
we are stuck in the middle here. I don't want anybody in the chat getting the wrong idea that we're just going hard on this mother or this is 5 students. So something happened.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're watching right now, please be sure to give us a like, share the episode. If you feel like you can and you enjoy the show, leave us a donation. We drop the PayPal link in the chat or leave us a super chat. We appreciate it. Soon enough, we're going to have a goal here, a weekly goal where if we hit it, we're going to do, an extra day of a show. So in due time, but if you're liking it, at the very least, please give us a like and subscribe. So sticking on with the idea of, this fatphobic topic, are you guys aware of what happened recently with Jordan Peterson and the Sports Illustrated magazine?
No, I am not.
Well, obviously, big is beautiful, right? Nothing new. We've seen Sports Illustrated choose. And okay, can I ask you, guys, a quick question? Is beauty objective or subjective? Is it truly in the eye of the beholder? Because that'll kind of get us into this topic a little more.
That is the true statement.
Yeah.
So Jordan, this is where I'm kind of stuck in the middle with Mr. Peterson, because normally I'm all for what he says, but he's kind of under the Twitter gun right now because Sports Illustrated came out with their most recent model, and I'm stalling because I'm trying to get to the right link here.
Yeah, no, Peterson, we usually
I usually
celebrate
align pretty
for being-
decently with him most of the time, but I would have to hear what he said.
Sorry, guys. I want you all to know that I am reading your comments in real time. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and it is read, especially when the replay when the episode is no longer live.
Is that the Yumi New?
It is. It is. Exactly.
Yeah, just type in Sports Illustrated.
No, I got it. I was just looking in my, I got it all. Jordan Peterson dragged for Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue insult. So we'll just look at it like as is. So here's a Sports Illustrated cover. How do you guys feel about that? I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm like, sure.
I mean, I think with the headline that leads that issue, I think it's appropriate.
Be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
This person's trying to change the image of the swimsuit industry.
Yeah, I mean, they also had like 3 different covers, I believe. So she's not. I think like Elon Musk's mother was on the cover as well. So
is that who the older lady is?
Yes.
That woman is the Borg.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly who the older lady is. Goddamn, fuck these ads. So Jordan Peterson's tweet goes like this: "Sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that."
Well, I think that's a dramatic oversimplification by Jordan, which is not
odd,
usually
right?
his style.
I'm gonna tell him to calm down. There, he's known in his heyday back in the way. He's taking some Z's, some Xanax. I'd say take a Z.
It wasn't.
One,
it wasn't. It wasn't Xanax. It was benzodiazepine.
That's Xanax, Klonopin, Valium.
So he. I think this is a little oversimplified, but he is stating his opinion.
Exactly.
Yep. A very singular opinion.
But that's where it goes into it's subjective.
Right. Which I feel like somebody as Jordan should know that. His tweet got over 4,000 replies, close to 12,000 likes, 1,500 quote tweets, which is a large portion of which was negative. A lot of people were like, in a just what the day needed, a random act of meanness admonishing us to see less beauty in the world than we might have otherwise. Another guy said, 91% of those who view my videos are male. Why so few women? Kind of making fun of Jordan Peterson. Like, I wonder why people, Then you have people on his side. Well, not on his side, but actual fans of his that were like, whoa, hold up. For instance, sheesh. Mr. Peterson, big fan here. I find my girlfriend with a body type like this quite beautiful. Dial it back a bit, homie. Someone said, I think it's a bit harsh, Jordan. Stuff like that. He, after all this happened, believe it or not, Eli, you might be quite disappointed at this, but he also brought up a good point as to probably why he did this. And I'm stalling to show you guys.
I can always tell Josh's stalling voice, and it's always the funniest every single time.
I've gotten to know it pretty well. Yeah, it's a beautiful woman to me, by the way, all natural. Anyway.
He's quitting Twitter over the insults.
What?
He's surrendering his voice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
He finally gets this from me.
No. To be fair, Jordan's been talking about this for about 3 years.
Well, then it's easy to conflate when it says over insults. Like, do we have direct evidence that he's
but
like,
so hold on. While he was on the benzos and stuff like that, he had said before and after that social media in general is not good for him.
Here, Brock, let me add that to that. Like literally, and I quote, in a series of tweets, Peterson explains that he will be departing Twitter once again and will soon write an article explaining further. But he said, I recently stopped accessing Twitter for 3 weeks as an experiment. I had some of my staff post video links, etc. It was a genuine relief. I started to read and write more. I started using it again a few days ago, and I would say that my life got worse again almost instantly. And that's because he's sharing his opinion.
But he said, I mean, he's done this before where he's gone off Twitter for, I think it was 2 or 3 months, and he was just like, it was mentally just his brain was just way better. You know,
Well, good for him as an individual, but
I think
coming from the
everybody
guy
knows Twitter,
who
but-
wants to talk that smoke and be about freedom of speech, I'm going to personally feel a little disappointed, especially if it's in lieu of the insults. And
that's not him, but that's not him leaving. He's not saying he's leaving because of the insults.
Okay, that's just the headline then.
Yeah, that's just the headline.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I would argue that it helped him want it. It helped that really like. So this article, as I just read, kind of states a few weeks ago, he's like, listen, I left Twitter. I came back. Life got worse. So I think his opinion contributes to his life getting worse because people on the internet maybe won't agree with that opinion. But I guess that's the kind of whole vibe that happens when you put your opinion out there in the public
absolutely.
stratosphere.
But also, no matter what, he could have been like, I don't know, that she's gorgeous and fuck you for if you think otherwise. He would have still got a wave of hate, you know. He would still have got a wave of hate and still would have done that. I mean, these are
Public figure, man. You're open to everything. You put yourself out there. You know,
but again,
get out of the kitchen otherwise.
Yeah, but he is getting out of the kitchen. That's the thing. But now people are criticizing for getting out of the kitchen. You can't do that. That makes no sense. It's like, oh, if you don't want to take it, then leave. Okay, I'll leave. You piece of shit. Why are you leaving?
Yeah, wuss. No, I definitely get
You
that.
know?
That's an interesting point. That's
Like
an interesting
when I
point.
leave social media for, you know, I've done it for I think 4 months before. It's way better. It's way better.
Oh yeah, if I didn't need social media because of the podcasting industry, I would fucking be off of it. I'd like
When I left, I left and like I've maybe posted 3 or 4 times in the past month, if that. That wasn't like a movie opinion or whatever. It's just way better. The Buffalo thing happened, and because I wasn't on social media, knew nothing about it until 2 days later.
That it was very interesting your take on that because you were like, listen, I don't even want to know about it. And you're like, Brock, you're like, Josh, I feel better for not wanting to know about it. And I was like, that's very interesting, Brock.
Because I don't even know this dude's name. I don't know what he looks like.
His name's Josh. It's weird. It's
Fuck
weird.
that guy.
Yeah.
Borsick?
You don't. Yeah. No. Whoa. Wow. Yeah.
I don't know anything about the guy. I know a little bit about his little manifesto. Fuck that. I think even because I know that much, I've given him too much credit. I think he needs to be with and I knew he did it all for clout and fame. He even said the reason he picked that weapon was because it would get him more clout. The reason he just said the things he said, because it would get him more clout. The reason he went to New York is because he'd be less stopped and it would look way worse going to these neighborhoods doing these terrible things. So fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
He was strategic enough to know that the blue states would have tighter regulations and he would have a higher survivability.
His exact words were, he planned everything down to the underwear he was wearing that day. And so fuck him. I don't want to know his name. my personal opinion is that we should never, every time he's on camera, black bag over his face.
Yeah.
Never release his name, black bag over his face while he's in court, black bag the whole time. No cameras allowed in the courtroom. And then after you find him guilty, you put him under the prison in a cell where he never sees light again. And nobody ever talks about him. He's not allowed to get letters, not allowed to talk to his family. You're done.
It does feel like we're taking crazy pills because we've had this conversation before and like 20 years ago, not us, but the royal we. The idea that because MSM keeps playing up and talking about and manifesto this and him that, it's almost like helping, the media's lust for that narrative is making things more evil. And when they don't acknowledge all the other evil, it really sends an odd message. Like when they don't really talk about like mass murders and different types of mass shootings, but focus on one type of a mass shooting, it like, does it, is it, I think it's,
they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about the victims. They care about the headline because there was that mass shooting in California and they were like, mass shooting in California. Oh God, go check it out. Oh, not a white guy. Oh, fuck. It's not race related. old Asian guy killing other old Asians. Oh, we can't market this. Go back to Buffalo, everybody. Go back to Buffalo.
Eli, you did a video on this today, just kind of re-going over the manifesto, and you're still like the vibe I got from you was like you weren't trying to. At no point did I think you were trying to understand his side, but you were trying to figure out how you could take the information they think is true because they were quoting things, from the Talmud or what, I don't know, the Jewish Bible. I don't know how to really put it properly.
Talmud, yep.
Yeah, it's hard to then, if you're not aware of those passages, it's hard to be like, no, you're wrong. Like, you want more information. So if somebody, such as what happened on our conspiracy episode way back when, you want to have a better way to kind of throw it back at them, a better
I put a plea out to the people in my family and that I know in the Jewish community to help me understand why these passages are there. And I need to dissect them so I know what the fuck to say. And that's why, it's convenient for me to also be an atheist, but this is also a part of my heritage. And I just personally want to know, why the fuck are these passages there? Is it because of how antiquated they are that they're just there because they're just that ancient and times were so different?
Of course.
Even though it still doesn't make them fucking correct in the modern day.
Dude, look at the Old Testament. Like, there's things that people. That's just stories. We don't operate that way. It's the same. Yeah. I believe it's the same thing. There's not much.
Every old, Islam, cutting the heads off of the infidels and blah, blah, blah. Like every sect has its fucked up things that just don't fly these days. But back then, totally cool.
We were tribal back then. We're fucking just as tribal today.
Yeah, exactly.
I made a plea to pretty much everybody. And, I requested, because pointing out that I'm an atheist, I said that doesn't give me the right to shit on your faith. Just it's kind of the same, respect freedom of speech, blah blah blah. But you have to acknowledge any negative that is in each book, so you can just accept that some people are not going to jive with that. And then it's also beholden to you, in fairness, with consistency, to look into the beauty that's also there and look at both things. Don't just weaponize one. I'm trying to keep myself in balance.
Of course.
There's a great post, a little plug on Voice of the People. Eli, I sent you the link, but there was a conversation had about what kind of creates extremists, and I would love to, maybe on a future episode we can maybe have this person on or kind of break it down. But it was very by the numbers, and it was just like, it's not as easy as just saying, oh, it's white supremacy. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as saying, these types of people are the ones that do mass shootings. Like, there's more. It was very interesting. I highly suggest, joining Voice of the People, finding that post. Eli, I sent you that post as well. So it's just a little plug for Stuck in the Middle, Voice of the People on Facebook.
I do need to talk to my homegirl, her job in Israel is to collect data.
Is that
and
Danit?
She did as a
Danit?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the person. Yes, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's the person who dropped some fucking knowledge in the chat.
She actually warned me and actually us on Voice of the People because she's been watching the data, and she sent me a link to her paper that she's just contributed that will go to like schools like Harvard and so on and so forth. And she said, you need to keep an eye on this. And I felt she had brought that up to deviate from the main point, but lo and behold, she kind of did a gotcha. She's like, you should have read that paper now, see? Because I did a big condemnation of this fucking cocksucker in Buffalo.
Okay, so real quick. So the post says, white nationalism sparking domestic terrorism. Let's discuss. And it was very simple and to the point. And what this person said is, I urge you to consider that white nationalism isn't precisely a cause of domestic terrorism. There are more complex roots that lead to white nationalist groups formation and then those groups extremism. I hope the discussion attempts to encapsulate as much of the information around these behaviors as much as possible and is not a hotbed for grandstanding and blaming. The latter leads to more distrust, polarization, and general cynicism and degrades the discourse in general about these topics. So it was like, listen, it's more nuanced than just saying what the OP poster said. And she goes on to say, I work in the intelligence field. I gather information. It's awesome. A little plug, little tease to go join Voice of the People on Facebook. We'll try to include that link in there. But Eli, I suggest checking out. I know, Brock, you're not on there anymore, but maybe sneak on there with your alt account or something like that and check it out.
The funniest part about this is when the pandemic started, I said this was 100% going to happen when we got out of it. I said that people now that have time to be online are going to find these dark little corners of the internet and fill their brain up with all sorts of crazy shit. And as soon as everything's good to go, the floodgates are open. And now you've let all the crazies out of the asylum, the newfound crazies out.
Well, these places have always been there. They've just had more time to absorb shit and congregate. Yeah.
It's not even that they've had all the time. They were forced to stay home.
Yeah, precisely. Therefore, equating to having more time to sit there, not being allowed to go out. And literally that's in his manifesto. He got bored and radicalized himself. He got bored and went through 4chan forums. He got bored and let people get to his fucking head.
And unfortunately, they're lumping in a lot of things that aren't harmful. Like every thing has harmful elements to it. Like Reddit, there's a lot of cool shit on Reddit, but they're blaming Discord.
Yeah, this I addressed this earlier too. This can fall into a slippery slope thing.
I'm just saying, I've already seen both sides blame video games. I've seen, people blaming all the normal shit. The guns, they're blaming the guns. They're blaming all of it, and it's absolutely absurd. In 4 years, this kid went from, allegedly communist to crazy far right.
No, wrong. He was far left, and he found himself moving further right, but he still identified himself as an authoritarian leftist.
Oh, okay.
So he moved further right, but because the left has moved so far left that he just.
You can't say that out loud. That's not true.
Yeah,
to some people.
Stop it. Don't say that. Don't say that.
No, what I find alarming is that there are now conversations where these places, all right, 4chan and Reddit, accept the good with the bad. That's a part of fucking free speech, okay? And it's not just freedom of speech. There's no freedom of fucking consequence. That happens too. But you can't start that's the slippery slope. They're talking about fucking with the sanctity of free speech, treating us like we're all fucking dumb and trying to vie for more power. No, it's never okay to attack free speech. I don't care how you weaponize it, manipulate it, or fucking flip it over and smack it. There's no fucking way I'm ever going to be like, yes, please tell me what I can and can't say or where I can and can go. Yeah. No.
I mean, the goal with this stuff in my mind is always going to be them taking away firearms. Period. The end. That's the end goal there.
I had a question last night, Brock, just to go with this. If their goal was to take away firearms, if it was just like that, why not use every example of firearm? When we talk about that, the news only has one narrative in mind, and they didn't really go with the Asian guy shooting a bunch of Taiwanese people and so on and so forth. Why not also use that to further push? If it was about guns, I would feel like
headline-wise, it doesn't look as horrible.
Yeah.
That's why they push Newton. That's why they push Parkland. That's why they push this. That's why they're going to push those specific instances, because it's easier to make your point with dramatic examples to shake people out of apathy.
Well, if you continue to push a singular agenda or a narrative, it just becomes far easier to make that quintessential all-encompassing boogeyman, that one-size-fits-all. Instead of having to go and pick the fruit from all the trees, they got their one fucking tree that's deeply rooted in our history, and people are sensitive. People are deathly afraid of white people with guns already, as it is, because of the narrative's push. And I guess, look at it. White people, this is maybe a little hyperbolic in the moment here, they're known for celebrating their Second Amendment right quite a bit. So, that's a giant bastion of the legal gun owner.
Yeah, and they using buzzwords like they're trying to conflate automatic with semi-automatic, And they're like, hey, look, if we just ban all semi-automatics, then all will be good. Great. Now we're back in the Wild West. Thanks for that.
Appreciate it.
That. Yeah. Now we have revolvers and lever action rifles. That's all we have.
If you are enjoying the show, please feel free to give us a like, subscribe, and again, the PayPal link is down in the description and in the comments. Leave us a donation if you like, so we can do this more often than we do it now. All is much appreciated. Eli, you look like you're about to say
in
something.
studio. That's the idea. In fucking studio, by the way. Then we feel like the magic is lost when our tips aren't close. You know, we get energy from each other's tips.
Nope, you guys give COVID. I'm not coming.
Oh, you're afraid of? He's afraid of COVID still?
I'm afraid of fake Twitter users. I don't know about you, but I'm afraid of false numbers.
That's all. I had nightmares about bots last night.
That's so funny. I saw a bunch of people post like, "Oh, Elon Musk is trying to back out. He was never serious about buying it." It's like, no, motherfuckers. You filed stuff with the SEC saying that you only had 5% bots on that site, and now it turns out it's 50% or more because Biden has 50%. Elon Musk has what, 70%?
Dude, it came out today. Yeah, exactly. And like it's almost like the post isn't being fully truthful because as we find out in the latter part of the article, let me get the right camera screen up. Boom. Audit finds half of Joe Biden's Twitter followers are fake. No way. Twitter's fake, bro. Did you know that?
And I mean, if you think of everybody you know, I know you, Josh, are on Twitter.
Yep.
And I think maybe like 3 other people.
Oh, I know.
I don't know that many people with Twitters. You know,
this is true. And further,
you're not on Twitter, right, Eli?
Eli, did his camera freeze? His camera froze.
That's a terrible face to freeze on.
Yeah, I know. Look at him.
He looks suspect at
you
everything
look
we're
sus,
saying,
bro. What are you doing, dude? Eli froze, man.
Right, we'll just talk to Silent Eli.
Yeah, Eli, you had something to say?
No, I guess we'll go fuck ourselves.
All right, yeah, gotta fuck us. Oh, there he goes. Maybe he'll be back in. So as you were saying, to further your point, Brock, at least half of Biden's 22.2 million Twitter followers are bogus, bro. That's fucking 11 million fake Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
What?
Makes you wonder about the votes.
I
mean,
don't say it. You're totally
I've
right.
never watched that documentary that everybody's all hard up on right now, but like,
so
I'm just saying.
The company, the software firm SparkToro was the one that did it. They found about 49.3% of the president's followers are fake followers. SparkToro has defined fake followers as accounts that are unreachable and will not see the account's tweets, either because they are spam, bots, propaganda, etc., or because they are no longer active on Twitter. So it's pretty freaking broad. That covers most everything you would consider what a fake account is.
Like, I mean, if you would have added my Twitter account like 2 years ago, you would have considered me fake because there was a time where I didn't tweet for years.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, so yeah, there you go. I mean, so that could be. Yeah, maybe there is a time frame that will help kind of identify, because you don't want to be considered fake just because you haven't used it in a while.
Yeah, maybe you just use it to watch and not really interact.
Right. So this kind of falls over into Elon kind of wanting to pay less for Twitter because he believed that 20% of all Twitter accounts are fake and vowed to not go through with his 44 million or billion? 44 billion. Yeah, they fucked up. $44 billion purchase. His offer was based on the Twitter's SEC filings being accurate, and the Twitter CEO publicly refused to show proof of 5% or less fake Twitter users. Now, we just learned that Joe Biden was 50% essentially.
Yeah.
The last sentence in this article, SparkToro used the same audit on Musk himself and found that nearly 70% of Musk's 93.3 million Twitter followers were fake. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. So these high profile pages are always going to have a pretty high number of bots, especially somebody like the president's always going to have a high number of bots that are trying to, extract whatever information they can from them.
Of course.
And a guy like Elon too. But I
70%.
I would be shocked if somebody proved to me that 30% of Twitter wasn't bots.
I mean,
I'd be shocked.
It feels like it's more like, what's halfway between 50 and 70? 60? Feels like over 50% of Twitter is possibly fake.
Oh, yeah, I would believe that. But if somebody said, hey, look, we have absolute proof that 29% of Twitter is only fake, I'd be like, well, goddamn, my faith in humanity is restored slightly.
You'd feel better almost. Like, oh.
Yeah. Like, these are actually people being douchebags.
What's funny is a lot of people since, a few years now, I was like, listen, Twitter's not real. What happens on there isn't real. And like, it's really becoming like a truer statement than they probably thought it would be.
Yeah. That's why I stick to Instagram, because it's really easy to spot a bot on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, like my profile pic, join, bunch of weird.
Don't you find me cute? Click here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The world's falling apart.
The world is falling apart, but there are
I'm over there.
Heroes. There are heroes, and even I don't know how to say this word. Posthumously. Say it. Go ahead. How do you say it?
Posthumously.
Posthumously. I don't know why I said posthumously, but there are heroes who are. Say it again.
Posthumously.
Awesome, such as the one, the only Norm Macdonald. Did you hear, sir, that fantastic comedian, SNL Weekend Update host Norm Macdonald, the legend himself, actually is going to release a stand-up special on May 30th?
I hope,
bro.
I have a giant hope for this special that it's just everything you could be canceled for. I hope he says everything.
I didn't even think of that.
You can't cancel a dead guy.
You can't.
I hope it's the most vile, disgusting, but truthful and funny special that he could have mustered. Like, because he did it knowing he was dying soon.
Imagine if it was like, meh. It's like, eh.
Oh, that would be a terrible way.
But this is a first, right? No comedian has ever released a special after they passed away. So he actually recorded this. He was working on new material for a Netflix special when he had to go into the hospital in the summer of 2020. This was Lori Joe. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but she's a producing partner. She says his test results were not good. So during the heart of the COVID-19 pandemic and literally the night before going in for a procedure, he wanted to get this on tape just in case, as he put it, things went south. It was his intention to have a special to share if something happened. The result was a stand-up special shot in McDonald's living room. The actor filmed the entire hour in a single take. It's said that he looks great and the material's fantastic. As it turned out, he made it through that medical procedure just fine, and the footage was literally tossed in a closet. But McDonald became very ill a year later. The reason why I guess he filmed this was because he was then going to film like an actual stand-up special with this. So
this was like the test run.
Right. So it says he became very ill a year later before his special could be properly filmed before an audience. He ended up getting sicker last August and September and remembered he had shot this and asked me to find it so he could watch it. He ended up watching it before he passed away and suggested a characteristically self-deprecating title for the hour special called Nothing Special. That's what it's called. Norm Macdonald, Nothing Special. And
I can see it, man.
Dude, it's likely the first in the world of comedy, a post-mortem last joke and testament from a comic who relished defying convention. Man, like, I'm so pumped for this. I don't want to overhype
I'm pumped for it. I'm pumped for it. The only thing I might be, well, I don't even know if I'm saying it because they're two different things. That new Predator movie.
Which in the world of movies, I've been thrown a curveball, but I will let you explain to me the new Predator movie first before I throw you my curveball.
Absolutely. It's called Prey.
Okay.
And what it is, it's I think it's like the 1600s, and he's going against a one of the tribe members, whether it's Cherokee or I don't know which native tribe it is, but it's one of the warriors from that tribe versus a fucking predator.
So it's a prequel. Predator prequel. Prey gets a release date and teaser trailer. So it's like before Predator.
Yeah, and it's a native warrior. Could you imagine? You know, Arnold had a hard time taking that thing down with explosives, but this look at that.
Well, you know what they're gonna do though, right? You know why Arnold had such a hard time taking down Predator is because Predator fought this person beforehand, and Predator gained a bunch. Like, oh wow, I can't let that happen again. I got to go balls deep next time.
This person, I'm assuming this person, because they're native, they just know their land way better, and that's the advantage it's going to have over the Predator.
Like Afghanistan and America going in.
Yes. The America is the Predator. In a lot of ways. See what I did there?
Interesting. Yeah, America's been the fucking Predator.
Yeah, $40 billion, and yet we can't. You know, never mind.
Yeah. You know, it's not worth it. It's not even worth it to get bummed out about. You know.
Nope. Oh, and you know, I know you're a massive music fan, as I am. Have you seen the recent videos that have been coming out of Metallica concerts?
I saw James Hetfield getting bummed out. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, dude, that was like a real moment to see on stage.
I haven't. Is there video of it?
Yeah, there's video of it. There's absolute video of it. And he's like, he talks about being upset. You know, he looks in the mirror, he sees old man, you know, he can't play that well anymore. And he was feeling really bummed. And then all the band members got together, gave him a hug. Like, to me, it looks like that band is tighter than I've ever seen them.
I saw them at Welcome to Rockville, and they did, you know, they do the two shows. Two nights apart. I'm trying to find this video here because that's crazy to see him talk about. Let's see if we got this.
It is. He's being way more open. Oh, yep, that's it.
Can help you. Right. We now have a Metallica birthing section at our shows, especially in Brazil. It's amazing, isn't it? It's crazy. We are so blessed.
This is it?
So, I gotta tell you, I wasn't feeling very good before I came out here. Feeling a little bit insecure, like I'm an old guy, can't play anymore, all this bullshit that I tell myself in my head. So, I talked to these guys, and they helped me, as simple as that. They gave me a hug and said, hey, if you're struggling on stage, we got your back. And I tell you, that means the world to me.
It's fucking awesome.
And Lars.
I love you, dude.
Yeah, but it's just like,
wow,
you know,
look at that.
That's something you see from bands that are, he could have stood on stage and been like, James Hetfield, you know? And just kind of powered through it.
It makes me feel better because, like, fucking doing this show, you know, like seconds before it goes on, I have insecurities. You know, second before, like, filming a scene, I have insecurities. Second before, you know, when I used to play shows, like in a band, I had insecurities. It's very refreshing to hear somebody of that stature who's like, yeah, I fucking go through it too. Like, we all go through it. And it's just like, you gotta like find somebody to help pick you back up through that time, or you just go with all the information you have gained up to that point that you know you can get through that.
And another thing, it's like you're seeing an evolution from a guy who, you know, again, could be like the immortal James Hetfield, but he, you know, through rehab, it looks like he's learned this last time. You know, he's just got to be a little bit more open with the people in his world.
That's it, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like since like 2003, like Saint Anger, when he didn't want to open up, he was like, rah! Like yelling at people, and
I'm James Hetfield.
Yeah, you know, your ego can slip away from you. That's for damn sure. Especially when you're someone of fucking that status, bro. Holy shit, you know.
Yeah,
you're indestructible. That's also, you know, that's a great moment to see. That's good for the mental health community. That's just good
uplifting.
It is. It just shows you, you can be vulnerable and, you know, say something such as that, and have people who are around you, who support you, And if you don't have those people, you know that the group you're in is a fucking piece of shit, and you need to find those people, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's the lesson to be learned there.
yeah. If you don't have those friends, they're pieces of shit.
And fuck them.
Yeah. Get the fuck over those. So before we got onto the Metallica thing, we were talking about the movie thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
I need you to explain to me something, and then we'll play a video and get the freak out of here. I'm familiar with the Hulk. I am not familiar with She-Hulk.
Yep.
Nor am I familiar that She-Hulk is an attorney at law. What is this fucking Law and Order and Marvel? You dun 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 dun.
So to be specific,
She-Hulk.
You didn't know about her, and she is I think she debuted in 1980, 1979.
Was she always doing law?
She's always been a lawyer, to my memory. So much to the point where in the last Spider-Man movie, there was a rumor going around that Matt Murdock was going to represent Spider-Man in a court scene, and She-Hulk was going to be the prosecutor.
So
and they were going to like wink.
Yeah. How does she get angry? Like if her client gets found guilty when she's not trying, like when does she turn green?
I mean, same. I think it's the same thing. I wasn't too big into She-Hulk, but this also proves something to me that you don't have to quote unquote go woke to make these superhero movies great. Like this is a strong, literally female character
that's been there
for a while. You don't have to make somebody up.
I'm not gonna lie, you lost me at she, but that's just me, okay? You know, I'm not misogynist or anything, but
and speaking of movies and woke, you saw the whole Netflix thing, right?
Yeah, I saw them be like, you know what? If you don't like us,
if you're offended, the fuck out of here.
It's about time.
I'm keeping my subscription just for that.
You know what? You can keep my money. I appreciate you, Netflix. Did Eli die? I hope not. COVID caught up
he
to
lost
him?
his internet.
Yeah. Oh, he lost his internet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least he told somebody. Yeah, conveniently.
And I don't mean to gloat. This is not the type of place to gloat. That kind of is, but Miami Heat takes a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Championships. Anyways,
that means nothing. I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing?
That's fine. That's okay.
Is that a good thing?
That's a very good thing.
All right. Well, I'm happy. Then I'm happy. I'm glad that's happening. How many games did they play for it to mean they've won?
If they win out, they have 7 more games left.
7 more games, like concurrently, like
yeah.
Okay. And then they're the champs, or what's the deal?
Champs.
No shit. Dude, let's go Heat.
Yeah, that's if they went undefeated. If not, then they could at the most have 13 games left.
Oh damn! I see. Yeah. It's like that.
Yes.
But
go ahead. Seriously, thank you, dude, for inviting me on the shot.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I would like to play one video and get out of here.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's been fantastic to have you back on because it's been literally a hot minute since you've been on. Yeah, man. So it's nice to see you. Here's a man.
Here's a man. Sounds like
here's a man. Here's a man. Like the guy from Big Lebowski. Here's a man. This is a guy fucking with cops, and I'd like to get your reaction on this because it takes some balls, and I also think this isn't in America. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This is like a Europe.
Do they not speak English?
You know what? I don't know, but I think the cops have some of those like bright yellow reflector things on at times. You know?
Okay, that's possible.
So it's just like
I wouldn't even do it.
I gotta turn this down. So like he's literally just assaulting police officers.
This isn't fake, but
you don't think it's?
I think the
fake?
last one was fake.
But it's like European fucking.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Trigger Happy TV. You remember Trigger Happy TV?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I used to love Trigger Happy TV because it's running to the car. You get it?
God.
Like, do you think you could get away with this in America?
That right there would probably happen every time. Oh, that dude's definitely not speaking English.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's French.
Oh, dude. Those cops run away.
Moments later.
If you...
Oh my God, I thought he was going to fucking tackle him.
Yo.
Yeah, that's fucking, you crossed the line.
All right, that cop's kind of a bitch if he's just sitting there taunting him. Watch it. Who gives a fuck? Their words.
Took his hat. I'm sure he gets fucking tackled a few times, right?
Yeah. Like, he's just prepared. He's probably got knee pads on, chest pads.
So, honestly, do you think any type of these shenanigans could happen in America? Could you run up to a cop and take his hat off?
Really fucking hard. Like,
take his fucking little wand thing?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. That dude would be tackled. There'd be radios. There'd be helicopters out looking for this dude.
It's not much there. I just wanted to see kind of how you felt about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the cops would have like hauled off and punched him, I'm like, that's excessive. Like, that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
The guy's being a dick, but you don't need to like hit him or anything like that.
Buddy, you kind of got what you deserve here. This is nothing, you know. You can't be surprised about this. Where is this? Is it just brings me joy. It kind of takes me back to the days when we would be walking and we'd double trip somebody, you know, kick their foot under somebody else. And like, here's a moment where that happened and it just like everything falls together perfectly. And I don't mean
Literally
that.
falls.
Yeah. I didn't mean that like that. Like, he couldn't stop himself, dude.
That was the slowest.
It just makes me happy. It makes me happy to see something like
built
that.
on right there.
Yeah. You know, like you don't get mad and you turn around and you know, fucking,
You're a dick, bro.
You just, yeah, you got me. That was funny. That was funny.
It's fantastic, is what that was.
Brock, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you much, as always. I hope you find some time we can do this again. You know, I miss having you on.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to power through this hiring process.
What's going on with the broadcast? Anything? I know you're probably preoccupied with, you know, like the current future of you.
A friend of mine kind of kicked my ass and reporting tomorrow.
Oh, fuck yeah! So we got a new broadcast coming out soon, right?
Yeah. I always record a week behind and then release the next week, so it'll be out next week.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to that. What day do you release? Or is that
Tuesday usually?
Tuesday?
Tuesday's usually my day I like to release.
That's beautiful. Ain't nothing better to release something on a Tuesday. I tell you what, you know, it's a fucking, it's almost the middle of the week. You know, it's Tuesday's a perfect day.
Yeah, it's the week where you're more apt to listen to something because you're just like, fuck, I'm in the thick of this work week.
Exactly. Week's not even close to being done. Brock, where can people follow you, find you?
That's the best way. Brock with the strong name on Instagram and at Brockrow on Twitter.
Hell yes. And as always, you know, Stuck at Night, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, please, we much appreciate you leave a tip. You give us a donation. There's a PayPal link down there in the description. I posted it in the comments. Leave a super chat, leave a sticker for later, whatever you feel the need to. But we'd like to do this more often, and that support will lend itself to us doing this more often. Soon enough, we're going to have a goal every week. Not a high goal, but something where if we hit the goal, we'll do a 4 show that week. So all that to come. Thank you for tuning in. You know, tomorrow's our off day. We'll be back on Thursday, 10 p.m. EST, youtube.com/stuckinthe-middle. Thank you much. Thank you, Eli, for coming on. Brock, thanks again. And we'll see y'all on the flip side of things.
Deuces.
Later.